If you do not want wandering spirits borrowing your clothes to wear, do not hang laundry outside at night, especially during the 7th lunar month. This is a folk taboo passed down for a very long time, but not everyone knows the reason behind it. The 7th month has long been tied to many rites for the departed and for wandering spirits who have no place to rest or no one left to burn incense for them. In folk belief, spirits like these are usually called wandering souls. So during this time, many families still keep the custom of setting out an offering tray for them in the open air, with rice porridge, rice and salt, sweets, and a few other offerings, given in charity so they are not left hungry. Alongside the offerings people prepare, there are also everyday belongings of the living that folk tradition says you should be more careful with this month. And clothing is one of them, especially clothing hung out overnight. During the day, doing the laundry and hanging clothes out to dry is nothing worth mentioning. But once night has fallen, especially in the 7th lunar month, folk tradition avoids leaving clothes hanging in the yard, on the balcony, or in front of the porch all night. Because according to what has been passed down, leaving clothes out like that can invite the spirits wandering outside, so many people are reminded to bring the laundry in before night falls. And this is where the saying comes from, that wandering spirits borrow clothes to wear. But why are they believed to seek out the clothes of the living? How can that affect the person who wears them? And if you happen to leave clothes outside overnight, what should you do? Those are the things I want to share with you in today's video. So without keeping you waiting any longer, let us begin. Number 1. Why does the ghost month avoid hanging laundry at night? Bringing the laundry in before dark actually goes back a long way in the life of many East Asian families. Any of you who grew up with your grandparents or parents in the countryside have surely heard a reminder like, "It is getting dark, bring the laundry in." As children, we just heard it and did it, and hardly anyone asked why a set of clothes drying in the yard had to be brought in right as night fell. That reminder comes from a folk belief. When clothes are still hanging in the yard at night, especially long-sleeved shirts, dresses, or loose outfits, the wind blowing through keeps them moving. And when the light has grown dim, from a distance, they look very much like the shadow of a person standing or hovering in the yard. So, from long ago, it was believed that clothes hung out overnight could draw the attention of wandering spirits. At the same time, clothing is something you wear directly on your body every day, so it holds your breath and your scent. So when a set of clothes both has a human shape in the dark and still carries the trace of its owner, people came to link it with the spirits wandering outside. And from that belief came the saying that wandering spirits can seek out clothes hung outside at night and borrow them to wear. Another factor often mentioned is that clothes you just washed are still wet. In the belief of yin and yang, water leans toward the yin quality, and night is when the yin side is believed to be stronger than in the day. So, when clothes are still damp and you hang them in a dark, deserted spot at night, they are all the more tied to stories of yin energy and wandering spirits. However, hanging clothes overnight does not always bring trouble. Those old sayings only apply when enough factors come together. A dark spot with no lights, a deserted place with no living presence passing by, and clothes still wet and holding moisture before a spirit will come near. So in the 7th lunar month, many families still bring laundry in before dark to limit any unlucky things. So why did the old folks only say to bring laundry in before dark, while during the day you can hang it out freely? Because in the old days, a day was divided into 2 halves. From midnight to noon is when yang energy rises, the bright, warm energy that belongs to life. And from mid-afternoon to midnight is when yin energy grows strong, the cold, dark energy that belongs to the realm of the departed. Among those, the hour of the rat, from 11 at night to 1 in the morning, is seen as when yin energy is at its highest. During the day, there is the sun and strong yang energy, so spirits are weakened and do not dare come out. But at night, especially in the late night hours, they are most active. Clothes hung overnight, dangling outside throughout that time, came to be seen as something to avoid. By now, many of you may wonder, every month has its nights, so why is the 7th month alone avoided? On ordinary days, hanging laundry at night is mainly a matter of cleanliness, clothes taking longer to dry, and picking up the dew. But in the 7th lunar month, it becomes a spiritual taboo. Because this is the only month of the year when the gate of the yin realm opens and the most spirits return to the world of the living. With more spirits out at night, a clothesline outside naturally draws more attention. So the 7th month became the month with the most taboos. And this is where the saying comes from, that clothes hung overnight in the 7th month can be borrowed by wandering spirits to wear. What worries people most is that after the clothes are brought back inside, some yin energy from outside may still cling to them. If you keep wearing that set of clothes, it is believed the leftover bad energy can affect your health and the things that happen in your everyday life. Another saying holds that wearing clothes hung out overnight brings shallow sleep, headaches, a rundown body, or declining health for a short time. As for work and life, things are held back. Plans that were going smoothly hit obstacles. Money is hard to hold on to, or one thing after another goes wrong in the home. The effect is also said to differ from person to person. Small children, people whose health is already weak, or those called sensitive to spirits are reminded to be more careful, because they are believed to be affected by the yin energy outside more than people with a steady body and spirit. Number 2. If you already hung clothes outside overnight, what should you do before wearing them again? First, wash the clothes once more, then dry them in the daytime sun until they are truly dry. As I said, day is when yang energy is strong, and night is when yin energy is abundant, so sunlight is the strongest source of yang energy you have on hand. When the clothes are washed clean and dried in strong sun from the inside out, the cold and damp energy clinging to them washes away. As for the area where you hang laundry, you can smoke it with soap pods or agar wood. Many of you will find this familiar, because in the old days, our grandmothers and mothers often burned soap pods whenever the house felt stuffy, which people also called burning away bad luck. Smoke and fire both carry yang energy, so smoking the spot once makes the whole laundry area feel renewed and airier. Or if you have agar wood, use agar wood, and wherever its smoke drifts, its fragrance spreads, making your home both smoother and able to drive away the bad energy hemming it in. But the most important thing is not to leave clothes outside from day into night. If you hang them in the morning, bring them in by afternoon, rather than leaving them on the line past the sunlight and into the dew. Take sunset as your marker, and before that hour the clothes have to come inside. Once they are dry, all the more reason to bring them in right away, because leaving them on the line only draws more dust and dew. The same goes for choosing where to hang them. Pick areas that catch the sunlight, clean and airy, rather than closed in. A spot that stays shady all year, with a metal roof or a wall blocking the sun, both leaves clothes slow to dry and, by the belief, a spot short on sun is short on yang energy. On the other hand, a corner of the yard that catches sun, lets the wind through, with the line kept neat and clean, makes any outfit smell fresh and full of yang energy. And for those of you who work all day and can only do laundry in the evening, this is the reassuring point I think is most valuable today. Just wash as usual, with nothing to avoid, as long as you dry the clothes indoors. Because this taboo, from start to finish, only concerns hanging clothes outside at night, while the home you live in is the steadiest place in feng shui. A home with living people has human presence, has living energy, and yang energy is always abundant, so spirits cannot just wander in. While drying clothes indoors, remember to turn the lights on bright, because wherever the light is bright, the yin energy retreats. Then turn on a fan or a dehumidifier, because wet clothes belong to water and carry a yin quality, and the air in the home needs to circulate rather than sit stagnant. The fan's breeze both helps clothes dry faster and pushes the dampness away, so the air keeps moving and never lets the yin side gather. For homes with a dryer, it is even more convenient, because a dryer uses heat, and heat belongs to the fire element, which carries the strongest yang energy among the 5 elements. Put a load in the dryer, and the heat dries it thoroughly from the inside out, smelling fresh right away, as if the outfit were bathed in yang energy before being folded away. Besides avoiding clothes outside overnight, there are a few other clothing taboos to keep in mind this 7th lunar month. Number 3. Some other clothing taboos to keep in mind during the 7th lunar month. First is doing laundry. As I said, if you come home late, just wash in the evening as usual and dry indoors, that still holds true. But the old folks add that you should not leave it until too late, pulling out the laundry to wash at midnight. Remember the hour of the rat, from 11 at night to 1 in the morning, when yin energy is at its highest. Doing laundry in that time means soaking both hands in water, which belongs to water and carries a yin quality, usually bringing a chill, so yin energy seeps into your body, pushing up the yin side within you until it overpowers the yang. And yang energy is what keeps your sleep deep and your limbs strong. So however much the yang weakens, that much you can be affected. Lying awake at night, waking in the middle of sleep, and in the morning your limbs are weak and you cannot focus for long. Clothes washed in that time are also said to take on some of that cold energy. So if you come home late, wash early in the evening and dry them right after, rather than leaving it until late at night. Children's clothes have to be brought in earlier than adults, because children are believed to have a still young spirit, with yang energy not yet as full as an adult's. So strange energy clinging to clothes that does nothing to an adult turns, for the little ones, into crying at night, startling in their sleep, and eating less. A child's shirt and pants are tiny, and the trace of the child clinging to them is as tender as the child themselves. For homes with little ones, bring the children's clothes in first, as soon as the sunlight fades. And if you forget, just wash them again, and dry them in the sun so the yin energy disperses. As for where you set the clothesline, keep it away from the front door. In feng shui, the front door is the mouth of the whole home, where good energy and wealth come in. Clothes dangling right in front of the door are no different from a curtain across the flow of energy. So the good energy is stalled, and the stagnant energy inside cannot escape either. Because of that, the home lacks smoothness, and you and your loved ones find whatever you do more troubled and slower than usual. And wet clothes hung right at the door place a patch of damp, yin-natured air right where the whole home takes in yang energy. So move the clothesline off to one side, leaving the front door clear, and the energy runs evenly again. As for clothing color in the 7th month, folk belief avoids all black or all white, because black is a purely yin color, and white is the color of mourning clothes. So draping yourself entirely in one of those during a month of abundant yin is believed to draw the cold energy toward you. And all red evokes the sight of blood, so it too is among the things to avoid. But you can add a bright-colored piece to balance it out. Choose neutral colors like beige-brown, sky blue, soft pink, or soft purple, and if you still like black, white, or red, pair it with another color for harmony, rather than one color covering you head to toe. And do not wear other people's clothes, or second-hand clothes of unclear origin. As I said at the start, clothing holds the breath and energy of its owner, meaning a part of that person's fortune as well. When you put a stranger's clothes on, you do not know whether you are draping their good luck or bad luck over yourself, which the old folks called wearing the wrong aura. On top of that, the trace of the previous person is said to overpower your own fortune, so work that had been smooth suddenly hits trouble, and whatever you plan does not come out right. And when you buy second-hand clothes without knowing whose they were, at the very least, wash them clean and dry them through several rounds of strong sun so the old trace leaves before you wear them. So today I have shared with you why the 7th ghost month carries the taboo against hanging clothes outside overnight. I hope this gives you some useful feng shui and spiritual knowledge about hanging laundry in the 7th lunar month, so you know how to avoid the taboos and handle things properly if you happen to leave clothes outside overnight. If you would like me to share more feng shui topics or taboos in the 7th lunar month, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. I wish you and your family a peaceful, healthy 7th lunar month full of favorable things. See you again in the next video.